President Trump is opening up the White House for Britain's King Charles III and Queen Camilla. The royal visit comes at a fragile time for U.S. and U.K. relations. President Trump has criticized British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, as well as other NATO allies, for staying out of the war with Iran. The king today also became the first British monarch in decades to address Congress. The last person to do that was his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, in 1991. A central part of the speech was the relationship between the U.S. and the U.K.
Whatever our differences, whatever disagreements we may have, we stand united in our commitment to uphold democracy, to protect all our people from harm, and to salute the courage of those who daily risk their lives in the service of our countries.
Let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro. He had jokes. He talked about climate change, only briefly mentioned conflicts in the Middle East. What message did the king have?
The king said at one point that it is time for the two countries to, quote, rededicate themselves to each other. He said that the destinies of the U.S. and the U.K. are interlinked and that the alliance between the two is more important than ever, citing an unpredictable environment globally. There was an overture to President Trump's request for Europe to spend more on defense. He noted that the U.K. is committed to the biggest sustained increase in defense spending since the Cold War. But there were also moments where he gently pushed back on some of the rhetoric that President Trump has shared about the UK and Europe generally, especially when it comes to NATO. He made sure to bring up ahead of his trip to New York City, where he'll be meeting with families from 9/11 ahead of the 25th anniversary this September, that Article 5 of NATO, where one country attacked means all countries are attacked, was invoked by the U.S. after that terrorist attack in 2001. He said that the allyship between the U.S. military and other countries is at the heart of NATO, and that the work that the alliance does is for the collective defense of their shared adversaries. And he also mentioned the Magna Carta and the foundational principle that executive power is subject to checks and balances, which did get some applause from Democrats in the room.
What can we expect from tonight's state dinner?
About 120 guests are expected inside the East Room. This is the first formal white tie event in the White House since President Bush hosted Queen Elizabeth II in 2007. We know that President Trump is eager to return the favor with this state dinner, especially after calling his own trip to Windsor Castle for the royal dinner one of the highest honors of his life.
Aaron Navarro, thank you.